Hello people of the internet, how's it going? My name's Ryan, and this is something I never actually thought I would buy in real life. This is a $40 iMac. Let's take a look. So I was originally going to put some music in the background that was going to be royalty free, that was going to sound like pew, 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 or something like that, but I think I'd rather just show you the outside and kind of voice over while we're going through this here. So this iMac was surprisingly clean. No scratches on the back, the glass was in fantastic shape, the Apple logo was in great shape, and this is a 2009, so it has all the ports. So I had a script for this video, but I'm saying screw it, because I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. Whee! There's a reason I bought this computer, and that might be fairly obvious at this point. The price. $40 for a fully functioning Apple iMac is actually insane. That's freaking great. Because everyone and their mother knows that a lot of Apple products are fairly expensive to get into, especially desktop computers. Now, why did I decide that this was a good idea? Well, it's fairly competent, as I found. It's running a 3.06 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, which, yeah, to be honest, isn't impressive by any standards of today, but it works, and it's usable. It came with 4 gigabytes, 2 sticks of 2 gigabyte DDR3 RAM, which I upgraded to 8 because I recently upgraded a 2011 MacBook Pro from 4 gigs to 8, and just shoved those extra DIMMs into this thing and just said screw it. And actually, I think it helped a little bit. It's running an NVIDIA 9400 graphics set with 256 megabytes of VRAM, which, yeah, still isn't impressive, but for what I need, it's great. It works. I took an old SSD from another MacBook, 2007, that I was kind of playing around with, and just stuffed it in, and it just seemed to work just fine. Booted right into macOS Lion, which was installed from that SSD, because I needed to test it. And then the trouble started. So it's not anything like major or nothing that killed the thing, but I could not, for the life of me, even with DOSDude1's patcher. DOSDude1 is an incredible internet wizard who makes patchers for installing newer macOS on older machines that are unsupported. I used his Catalina patcher, I kid you not, for 2 days straight, trying different things, trying different hard drives, trying the... I have 2 USB to SATA adapters that I thought would work, but for some reason didn't. I tried installing the hard drive into the machine itself through the SATA connector on the inside. Nothing happened. It just kept getting hung up on the last little bit of the installation. And I even let it run for like 2 hours one time. Like, it was insane. I ran it for 2 hours and it just stood there, did nothing. I don't know if I did something wrong. That's probably the case. This is on the supported list of machines for the patcher, so I probably did something wrong. Not going to blame DOSDude for that. However, I did manage to get macOS Mojave to work fairly easily. Like, first try, just worked. It was insane. So, with that said, I actually did a little bit of trickery myself. I installed a program called Darkboot. Now, what is Darkboot? I'll show you. Just give me a second here. 2, 1. We got the chime. I love that boot chime. I'm actually sad that it's not in newer iMacs or MacBooks or anything. That's the Retina display logo for booting. Yes, that's right. Darkboot allows you to change the boot logo of your Mac to basically whatever you want. But it's got a couple of presets, including the Retina display boot logo, which I find is pretty effective because it looks nice. It's not as bright, because the original boot logo on this was blindingly white. Just not even like the gray fabric. It was blindingly white, even with the screen turned down. It was just obnoxious. I hated it. I hate it on all MacBooks that I buy that are older. I hate it on all anything. I just don't like it. So, Darkboot works fantastic. macOS Mojave pretty much has full support, except for a few things here and there, which is fine. Dark mode does in fact work, and it works pretty proper if I do say so myself. I'm not going to airdrop anything, but yeah, no, it works. I haven't been able to get iMovie to work for some reason. iMovie doesn't want to work on this. Maybe it just recognizes some of the hardware is too old for it, but what is this thing good for? Well, that's where the fun begins. Because it's really good. It's good at doing basic tasks. You can type up a document, you can go to the web, and it even plays YouTube. So we'll type in YouTube, and my internet's a little slow right now. I don't think that's the fault of this computer. I also installed Max Fan Control because the thermals on this are probably really poor, and I haven't had any inclination to get inside of this thing and change them, because that would require a pretty much complete disassembly, and I don't really feel like doing that. I have the tools, I have the knowledge, I might have the time, but I just don't want to. It's just a lot of work, and frankly, Max Fan Control with a constant CPU fan of 4,000 RPM seems to work just fine for keeping it cool. Even without it, I didn't notice anything reach above 90 degrees, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So I would consider that pretty darn good. In terms of videos, let's go to my old channel. Here we are. So I can't copyright claim myself. We will go to an old video and put it in theater mode.
Hello, people with the internet. How's
and
it going?
it works just fine. It's actually really good. Granted, this is a 1920 by, I think, 1080 display. Yeah, this is a 1080p display. So, you're not going to be able to get 4K content. You're not going to be able to get crazy high-def footage on this thing. But I'd say the screen is fairly good for its age. I mean, this thing's 11 years old and it's still fairly bright. It is responsive. The speakers are pretty good. Now, the surprising reason I bought this computer was because it had pretty much everything with it. It had the keyboard, which is right here, in really good shape. It had a mouse, not this exact one, but it had the original Magic Mouse, which took AA batteries, and I don't like having those around because AA batteries suck. So I've got my Magic Mouse 2 that I got from another buy on OfferUp. It came with the original software in the sleeve, so I've got the iMac application install DVD, which is like iLife, the iLife suite from 2009. I have the iMac macOS install DVD, which I believe is Snow Leopard, which was my favorite version of macOS. I've had a lot of good time with Snow Leopard. I am new to using Macintosh computers, but I distinctly remember my friend Josh having an iMac, I think it was a 27-inch, when we were in middle and high school. It was his mom's computer, and it was running Snow Leopard for the longest time. I don't know why she didn't update it, but that's just how it goes. It came with the original box, it came with the keyboard in its original box, and it came with an original bag. I don't know exactly what that's about, but it's a little like canvas bag with an Apple logo on it. I don't know if that was original or not, but it's there, and it came with this thing for $40. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I mean, to be honest, it's a $40 iMac. It works. The hinge works, the foot is there, I have a little slice of pie there, and it does what I need, and I'm pretty well impressed by it. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can also give me a thumbs down, that's fine. If you want to comment, please feel free. And if you found this video for some reason, thank you. I hope to be back in the future with some more content because I've got a few more things to show that I bought from OfferUp and another thing or two from Let Go. I've got a whole lot of iPods to review and stuff like that that I've just found and I'm going to repair. So, with that, thanks guys. See you next time.